My girlfriend gave me an ultimatum about my best friend. I refused.
What did your best friend do?
My 23 male girlfriend, Grace, 24 female, doesn't feel comfortable with my friend, Felicia.
Uh-oh.
23 female. Uh-oh. I've been dating my girlfriend for 2 years now, and she's great. She's super smart. We share a lot of interests, and until now, I never took her for the jealous type. I grew up with Felicia. We lived on the same street, and our mothers are friends. Besides that, after my grandma came to live with us, my grandpa passed away, they became really close. By the way, this comes from ConfusedAF 1111115, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, they're very much alike, and the whole family thinks she's great. Honestly, she's considered part of the family. My brothers, cousins, parents all buy her Christmas, birthday presents, and she spends a lot of holidays at my parents' house. And she helps them if they need anything since I now live out of the state. I took my girlfriend to my state to visit my parents, and I was very excited. The introduction seemed to go okay. My girlfriend got along with my dad and was already sharing recipes with Granny. Later that night, we went out to hang out with some friends, Felicia and some of my brothers. They seemed to like each other, and my girlfriend laughed a lot. Felicia is hilarious. On the next couple of days, Felicia came to my house a lot, which is very normal for us. She has dinner at least once a week there, and she and my grandma take salsa dancing classes together. I find it kind of cute. That is sweet. My brothers treat her like a little sister, and my grandma called her a time-lost twin. And you have no idea why your girlfriend may be a little bit jealous of Felicia.
Not even like a hint.
Okay, sure. After about 3 days, my girlfriend pulled me aside and said she felt very uncomfortable with Felicia's relationship with my family. She said that it looked like we were married by the way she was treated. I tried telling her that everyone likes her, Felicia, like a cousin or something, but she wasn't buying it. She kept telling me that it wasn't appropriate for a strange woman to be so close to a family and that everyone looks like they'd rather see me dating her. She asked me to distance myself and talk with Felicia about the whole family involvement thing. I find this very weird. Felicia is like a sister to me and the rest of my family, and she's not doing anything wrong. She's not romantically interested to me, and she's great with my grandma and little brother. I can't cut her out because I honestly don't think she's done anything wrong, and so doesn't deserve this treatment. It's not really just me, she has close ties with my family. Truth be told, if I did that, my brother's parents and grandparents wouldn't forgive me, and considering they're adults, I don't believe I could prevent them from having contact. Overall, I feel like everyone would be punished, and it's not really fair. To make things worse, we had this discussion close to the bathroom my brother was in, and he heard everything. My grandma still hasn't called me over, which she will, but everyone has been colder to her, and it shows. Oh no, girl.
Oh, yikes.
Oh no, you made it so much worse, girl.
I mean, my advice before this was going to be like, maybe go ask your mom what she's feeling or
Yeah.
like if she sees anything weird. Too late for that.
Too late. I don't know how to navigate this situation. How can I put my girlfriend at ease about Felicia, and how can I smooth things over with the rest of my family? And we've got relevant comments, but what do you think?
That's a tough one, to be honest.
Yeah, this is pretty tough.
Yeah, because I can totally see where girlfriend's like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
It's Felicia, though.
It's Felicia. Everyone loves Felicia. You can't get rid of Felicia.
No, but I do feel like we could limit Felicia being around as often when girlfriend's visiting in town.
Sure. It could be like, I don't know, if girlfriend doesn't like to hang out with Felicia, then maybe it's just prioritizing having girlfriend and family time.
That's what I feel like. If we just limited Felicia a little bit during when girlfriend's in town visiting, it would allow a girlfriend to get closer to family.
Yeah, because I think you can have another sit-down conversation and say, hey, Felicia's not going anywhere, because honestly, it's not even my relationship to control. Right. She has her own relationship with my family. However, if the issue here is that you feel like you're not close to my family, we can fix that.
Yeah.
We can work on
see
that.
how that goes.
Yeah. Relevant comment says, it doesn't sound like you or Felicia are doing anything wrong. Unfortunately, a lot of people would be insecure in your girlfriend's position. There's another woman that knows you well, that has a deep connection to you, that is ingrained in your family, and that a girlfriend of yours could see as competition for not just your approval, but your family's. I can see why she'd be freaked out by seeing the level of involvement Felicia has with you and with your family. I'd say insecurity, but it could also be a deal breaker for her. OP says, yeah, I can understand and sympathize, but I don't think it's fair. I'll talk to her. Thanks.
I would be very cautious, though, about just, like, not giving any time of day to your girlfriend's feelings.
Yeah.
Because they are pretty valid. Anyone would feel a little insecure by that.
Yeah. And a private conversation that she wanted to talk to you about that you could have, reeled back in and said, hey, I'm not going to do that, is now broadcast to the entire family.
Right.
That's tough. Not a planet. Remember that she also might be worried that your family likes Felicia more than they like Grace. And she's probably wondering if your parents and family want the two of you and Felicia, to be together instead of you and Grace. I mean, they probably do.
Unfortunately so.
They probably do. Or at least they did at one point.
Yeah, I don't really believe she's just like a sister or a cousin.
Yeah, that is probably not the case, but from Grace's perspective, Felicia is someone who has a long history with your family, and they obviously love and respect her, so it's not too far-fetched for her to think that they would want you to end up with Felicia. OP says it's possible, and I'll address this when I talk to her. Thanks. My family and hers never pressured us for a romantic relationship. They actually think it would be quite weird. And Deleted says, I didn't say to change anything, but I don't think it's crazy she's insecure either. And it may mean your relationship may not work out. But I'm curious, does any of your family make comments about you two being together or her family? OP says they actually don't. Once my sister-in-law said something about the two of us ending up together, and the whole family, including Felicia, cringed. My dad said something like, it would be like my son and daughter dated. Okay, well, that's good to know. Good to know.
Okay.
We've got an update. I think we can work through this, maybe.
I think if all parties are willing,
yeah,
I would put some time into it.
Yeah, if I were Felicia also, I would want to be, like, putting in the effort to make it very clear that I have no interest.
Yeah. I also feel like if I was, and who knows, because I'm not in this position, but I feel like as Felicia, I would have naturally taken a step back when this man that I'm hanging out with a lot started like dating.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think there's a way to be respectful about it. Update. I guess to the surprise of nobody except for myself, Grace and I broke up. Well, okay, I guess not all parties were willing.
Didn't get far at all.
Tough. After posting, I talked with my family and explained the situation, that I didn't communicate well and whatnot. They were actually very understanding, but the mood was still kind of awkward and uncomfortable. Besides that, my youngest brother wasn't on his best behavior and he can hold a grudge. He's 13 though, so I try to cut him some slack. And knowing that Felicia has been helping him with some girl problems, I guess he was scared of losing a big sister figure. He was kind of short and sassy, but nothing too bad. We ended up leaving earlier because I knew she was not feeling very well and I didn't want her to feel pressured or something. We talked during the ride and I apologized for not being very clear, and made sure to say I don't have and never had any kind of romantic or spicy feeling for Felicia, and neither does she for me, and that my family doesn't want us to end up together. I think she felt kind of conflicted and asked for a few days to herself. We met up and she broke up with me. Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Party's not willing.
No. And said that even though rationally she knows I would never cheat and that she believes me, she can't feel comfortable in a relationship like this.
Which is totally fair, though.
Yeah.
She knows her boundaries she knows, like, how she is as a person, I guess. It's not even boundaries, but, like, that it wouldn't be something that she could do. And it's unfortunate that it was 2 years in by the time that you guys went back to your hometown.
Yeah.
But at least she knew right away and she didn't try for another 2 years knowing she was going to hate it and be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and resenting you, and then you're resenting her. It just was like...
Better to end on, like, semi-good terms than, like, a resentful mess.
Absolutely. In terms of breakups, it was pretty okay. We both cried, then we talked and laughed. But I think it was for the best. Remaining in the relationship would only hurt us both. Overall, she was my first serious girlfriend.
Well, okay, that too, then.
Yeah.
You're still learning anyway. Did you have ages?
23.
Okay. That's young.
Yeah, you were learning. And I'm glad we had this. I'm sure she'll find someone amazing. I'm taking some time off dating, but I'm fine, I guess. Ironically, though, Felicia got a boyfriend. Nice, Felicia. I met him, and they're perfect for each other. I'm happy for her. I told her why Grace and I broke up, and she felt kind of guilty, but I told her it was no one's fault and advised her to explain clearly to her boyfriend. Yeah, let's not wait for the 2 years in mark.
Nope. Straight up. I have this friend back home.
Yeah. Edit. Holy crap. Okay, the responses here have blown up, and they pissed me off enough to edit and clarify some things. Felicia is part of the family. I don't care if she's not approved by the government, not blood related, just a neighbor. We grew up together, and my family treats her like another kid. We cried when she got into her dream college. My parents scolded her when she did something wrong, took her side if they thought she was right, and the opposite too. I do have fault in this situation because I didn't communicate properly with Grace and gave her the wrong impression of what me and Felicia had. I admit this. I talked to her and apologized. I have no romantic feelings for Felicia, nor does my family want us to end up together. Yes, it is possible for a man and a woman to be platonic friends, and that's what we are. I didn't discuss with my family when Grace was there, not really sure why people thought I did. She was out, and I explained to everyone why she felt uncomfortable and made it clear it was a communication issue. Everyone there saying my family shouldn't be involved in our relationships. This wasn't just about us. This was about a family friend. I don't agree with what my brother did and talk with him, but they do have the right to be aware if someone wants their son or brother to cut off contact with someone who is always at the house. I'm not angry at Grace, and she's not angry at me. We have different deal breakers, and that's okay. I can respect this, and she can respect my family dynamic. Stop trying to turn Felicia involvement with my family into a bad thing. It's not. When someone posts about closet guard parents, people are quick to say, choose your own family and similar things. Why is it wrong for Felicia to be close to my family like this? Do we really live in a society so closed off by blood ties that we can't make our own family of choice unless we don't have any other option? I feel sorry for you guys. This mentality of once I get an SO, I don't need anyone else is toxic and immature. By the way, it would be immature for you guys to not listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
It's like, I don't think that people are necessarily being toxic and immature with things. Like, I don't agree that, to be fair, we didn't read the comments, but in my head, I'm not picturing it so much as like, you can never have these friends now that you're with, like, no, like, obviously no one's being like, it's not right to be like, cut off everybody that you've ever talked to because you have a partner now. But at the same time, I think what you could have done that you should do for your next relationship is just like, from the pretty much get-go, start talking more about Felicia in like she is my family friend, this is our dynamic, so that you're not 2 years in and it's not like thrown onto this person the first time you go
Felicia?
home.
Yeah, right. Exactly. For everyone saying they're glad Grace broke up with me, I'm glad too. She would never be happy in this family dynamic, and I would never be happy if I had to cut Felicia off. We had different values, and that's okay. So yeah, just because this would be a deal breaker for you doesn't mean it's wrong. Get off your high horse. Just because you're uncomfortable with something doesn't mean it's inherently wrong. And OP also says, you're right, I'll work on being more direct and explaining what Felicia means to me and my family, and how she's considered a family friend. I was at fault for this communication issue, and I'll try harder next time. They think the idea of me and Felicia ending up together is really weird to them. I mean, I was there when she pooped in the pool when we were little kids. I can't look at her without seeing this. My parents can't either. Rough for Felicia.
Other stuff that like you don't need to include though.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're talking to next partner, you don't need to be like, well, obviously they wouldn't want us to end up together. We've been together our whole life. No.
Yeah.
Nope, she's your cousin.
She's your cousin.
Use something like that.
I don't think they were extra nice, maybe to someone outside of the family. We're Latinos, so my family is very welcoming and warm. They greet everyone with kisses and hugs, and my grandma adores Felicia. The joke is that she likes her better than everyone, even our dad, her son. But I don't think they were extra nice with her.
It kind of sounds like they were extra nice with her.
I don't think it's anyone's like fault, but I think there are ways that you can make your next partner more comfortable.
Yeah, I would fully agree. My girlfriend told me her dream, then I found out she'd already been living it.
Well, congrats!
My girlfriend and I are both in our early 20s and have been together for a year. I really love this girl and I see a real future with her, and I know she feels the same way about me. Our relationship has been almost picture perfect until now. By the way, this comes from throwaway at 12xasd. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Just know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, my girlfriend is a fairly successful amateur model. It's been her dream forever to be a model, and while she is not signed with a big agency yet, her career has advanced rapidly, and she's making a good amount of money. Recently, she's been looking for a breakthrough. The other day, she got a great offer from an agency with a very generous amount of money. It was honestly the exact kind of breakthrough she was looking for. I, however, have a problem with it because it's a nude photo shoot. When my girlfriend approached me to talk about the offer, I am ashamed to admit I didn't react very well. Oh, buddy.
Okay.
I lashed out, although later I felt kind of bad because she was so excited when she came up to tell me about it, and I just wiped the happiness right off her face. Anyway, I told her this was something I was absolutely not okay with. I do feel like this should have been a conversation when she started modeling.
Yeah. Like, hey, is there anything you're not okay with in terms of like my career?
Right. And then you could have said no nude photo shoots. And then she could have decided if she still wanted to be with you.
Yeah.
She says, in the beginning of our relationship, I said I would always be supportive of her dreams. She vaguely mentioned how one of the things she really wanted to do was overcome her shyness and get into nude photography. At the time, I just said, yeah, sure, quickly, because I hoped that if our relationship ever got serious, she would give up those dreams and reorient herself.
So you're the a-hole.
I don't like you very much.
So we just found out that she did tell you that this is one of her dreams, and now you're lying to her?
And you blew it off in hopes that she would change just for you for some unknown reason?
Yeah,
you're just
the a-hole.
Apparently that good?
Yeah. No. Bye.
After that, her career online started to take off rapidly, and I put it from my mind. When we cooled down, we sat to have a discussion. She told me she had something to tell me that she'd always been too shy to. I said, okay. And she tells me that she's always wanted to do soft corn and nude photo shoots. She struggled with her body image for years, but she says she loves her body now and wants to express herself and really hopes that I can accept that, and that nothing would make her happier. She assured me that she does not want to get into actual corn scenes or have spicy sleep with anyone other than me, and just wants to express herself in a way she knows will make her the happiest. She said that it had always been her dream, and that I promised I would accept all of her. I did say something like that when we were being gushy during the early part of our relationship, but I wasn't thinking of her going into corn at the time, and I would always support her dreams.
Okay, so now I'm a little bit on your side. Just a little bit.
I'm not, because she was upfront with it.
She wasn't upfront about the corn stuff. To me, it sounds like she's coming to him now and saying, I want to get into softcore corn.
Yeah.
The nude
thing
she mentioned. So that I think you shouldn't be upset about, or like you should have said something at that point.
Yeah. To me, though, the softcore corn sounds pretty similar still to just like a nude shoot of some sort, because she doesn't want to actually do anything with anybody. So I'm picturing I'm picturing more of just like a video nude shoot instead of a photo nude shoot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on what that entails.
Yeah.
And how far from what she originally said.
Yeah. And this is also the time where you speak your comfortability with that, because she's reopening that door of boundaries to be talked about.
And you don't just say, okay, I guess whatever.
She'll totally change for me later.
Yeah.
Though.
Like, this is where you get to decide what are your boundaries, because you already kind of ignored what she asked you the first time.
Right.
So decide now, I guess.
I told her it was a reasonable expectation that when you're in a relationship with someone, you are going to have to make some sacrifices. And yeah, sometimes those things will have to be dreams. Tough luck.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Do you not see the other side of this where like maybe you'll have to like figure out your boundaries, and if this isn't something you're willing, she might just say bye-bye. Like,
guys, I just think you aren't meant for each other, and that's that.
And that's fine.
It's totally cool.
She can go live her dreams. You can go live your dreams.
We're good. We're all good.
Find someone that just wants to give up all their dreams for you.
Literally.
I've given up my fair share for her too.
Like what?
Please tell us. That's vague. I told her under no circumstance would I ever consider being okay with this. She started crying and shut herself in our bedroom. A relationship is spicy related exclusivity in every form. I mean, I feel like that's a talk you have with your partner.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I mean, like, she's not having spicy sleep with anyone else. She's just doing.
And she said a hard stop she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
That's what I believe, but I'm open to be proven wrong. So tell me, am I the a-hole or am I being reasonable? And by the way, it would be reasonable of you guys to go listen to more full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Search up OK Storytime. And we do have a quick edit which explains the soft corn a little more.
Okay.
Edit, by soft corn, I mean she wants to do photo shoots with other people where it looks like they're having spicy sleep. So it's still just nude photography.
Yeah, that one would be a little bit different for me, I think.
I have...
From what she originally said.
See, to me, it's not super different.
Yeah.
I would say a good compromise for that one to like ease into it would be like, I will make sure that the first one I schedule, you can come to set.
Yeah.
And you can like see what it's actually like. They probably have an intimacy coordinator.
I
they would have to.
So,
I would
yeah.
hope. So, like, you could see the behind the scenes that it's literally nothing.
Yeah.
That it's posed still. That it's not like they're just, like, actually going at it and someone's taking pictures.
I think it would be a reasonable boundary for him, having already technically agreed to the nude photography.
Yeah.
To say, I don't feel comfortable with you doing the softcore stuff. However, I'm good with the nude photography.
And I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
too.
I think that would have been a fair. But I think for you to say none of it when you already agreed to it, I just break up at this point because you're not going to be comfortable and she wants to do it.
She won't actually have spicy sleep with them, but they will be touching each other, etc. And we have an update.
Oh boy.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Update. It turns out she's been posting to Gone Wild and Real Girls for almost a year.
Oh man. How? Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Is this an everyone sucks here kind of situation? Aw, dang it.
She said she asked if I was okay with it in the beginning because she wanted to start posting there. She says she went ahead because I said I was okay with it and that she planned to tell me eventually once she gained enough confidence in herself.
No. Okay, so no.
So she sucks too now. She
lied.
I'm the first person in real life to know, apparently. In light of that, I will not be moving forward with this relationship.
That's fair.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your comments. That's the end of that.
Well, there you go. Somehow OP ended up not the only a-hole in the story.
Yeah, that kind of resolved pretty easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure devastating, but pretty easily for you.
Tough. Sorry about that, dude.
Yeah, I would say she does sound like she sucks a bit, and my only advice to you would be more upfront with your feelings, even if you're worried about the outcome of it. Like, it's better to be overly communicative about that stuff, like, head on kind of thing.
Completely agree. I worked 3 jobs to support my boyfriend, then he called me materialistic.
Tell him to get 3 jobs.
So I, 24 female, have been dating Andrew, 34 male, for 4 years. And just left a week ago. Yes, huge age gap, but I was emancipated young. So this has never been very noticeable. Oh, so you're telling me you never had any reliable adult figures in your life? And you got emancipated when you were a minor.
I feel like Andrew might think it's noticeable and might have liked that.
Yes.
But hey, we're quick to judge. We'll give him a chance.
For some background, we first met at a job when I had just been hired and he had worked there for many years. Steady job, great friend group, funny, handsome. He literally couldn't get better.
Well,
could he though? The only thing I thought I'd have to settle on was lack of compliments, as he felt corny saying them.
Sure.
I think it could get better. By the way, this comes from Cautious Concept 2175 from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And if you want to submit your own stories, go there.
Woo woo.
And I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, 1.5 years into our relationship, he was offered a new position at his friend's company with much better pay and hours, and he jumped on it. He was a service advisor for a mechanic shop and very often had to give people bad news about their cars. And this was not a rich area. And oftentimes, people would have to get very steep loans to get repairs done. Within about 2 months, you could start to see the wear and tear it was doing on his mental state. He would come home, no longer walked in with a smile, never seemed happy or relieved to see me or our cat, stopped seeking his friends out, and fell back on his hobbies. We both knew he was depressed, but he didn't want to let his friends down, and the money was great. I did everything I could to make his life easier. He always came home to a spotless house with candles lit, a warm dinner in the oven, lunch packed for the next day, and new adult sodas in the fridge for him to unwind with. This was all while I was working 3 jobs, served at a local brewery about 25 hours a week, owned and operated a real estate company, and did demolition work here and there. Okay.
Dang, girl.
Something worth noting is that he has always known that I have a boundary with adult content like OF women, and during this trying time, he was consuming this content while I wanted nothing more but to be close to him in that way. I gave and gave and gave and got nothing in return, but this was his rock bottom and I was there for him. About 1 year in, they all made the mutual decision to let him go and gave him an incredible severance package. He started talking more and more about his issue with the workforce, capitalism, etc., and wanted to do something he fully enjoyed. He landed on driving and started delivering car parts for a local store. When the season came to a close and he wasn't getting enough hours, he decided to DoorDash. At this point, he has been doing that job for 14 months with little research into other fields and careers he'd like to do. The money is not stable, and outside factors like his car not working can affect his livelihood out of nowhere. I've been paying his half of the rent for 5 months, pay for all the dates, and cover most of the groceries so he can build his savings and get back on his feet.
Why?
Okay. At this point, I feel that if he would just have a more stable job by now, I wouldn't have had to do most of this. Our life is fairly cheap, with rent alone being only $800 a month, which includes all the utilities.
Dang, where do you live?
Yeah. My savings have remained the same for over 1 year. When I'm a service saver. We have talked about this quite a few times, and he has expressed wanting to get a better job with no real actions being taken. Now we get to 2 months ago. Our house floods, and I'm stuck dealing with the prep for mediation, ripping our house apart, and said house being a camper that I've gone through 4 harsh winters in, as he doesn't want to move into an apartment and is waiting to buy a house. We had already had a Key West trip planned with my family and used that time to allow the treatment to be done while us and the cats were out of there. You're still in contact with your family? You must have a really complicated relationship with him. The only thing he pays for on the entire trip is gas for a very economical car. When we get back, it became my turn to hit rock bottom. My entire plant collection, over 30 varieties that I have cared for years, were all passed away. My house was torn apart. The hardwood floor I installed last year is warped. My OCD is raging at the chaos, and my ADHD is panicked by the amount of work to do. Then my business partner decided it may be best for me to step back and may even close the brokerage altogether. My best friends are all distant and busy with their own lives. I feel like my entire world was crumbling around me. And when I turned to him for support, I was met with harsh words meant to encourage me to reach my potential when all I needed was a hug. I coped by increasing my hangouts with a coworker that's a bit messy with men and becoming friends with a mechanic next door to one of the breweries I work at. With my coworker, we would go to the bars on the weekend, and Andrew was okay with this, only concerned for my safety and always assured me he trusted me. As for the mechanic, the more work on cars we did together, the more I could tell my boyfriend was becoming irritated, to a point I was almost afraid to tell him we hung out, or that I wanted to hang out with him.
Sounds like a great time to break up.
Yeah, when we're afraid of our partner, that's not good.
And also, it sounds like we might have some interest in Andrew, and maybe that's a better thing to pursue.
Yeah.
He's got a job.
This friend even helped us prep Andrew's car for our Florida trip. I could understand jealousy, as I'd often work on cars with Andrew, as he tends to get mad, and I came from a household where yelling was common and set off my survival instincts. But I also hate the cold, and this mechanic friend had a shop, so we didn't have to be in the cold. I get home one night and start telling Andrew about what I learned that night and what we did at the shop. I start prepping a super fancy dinner I had planned, when I discover the fish has gone bad. He questions me on it, if it's really bad, and I say in a playful way, it's funny how when you cook, you always want me to check the meat as you trust what I think, but you don't trust me on this. And giggle. Oh no. Within seconds, he yells at me, just having break up with me already. And that's unhealthy. That's super unhealthy. He should never be screaming at you.
That's also when you say, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I will do that then.
Yeah. Grabs the trash bag and walks out of the house. I stood there stunned until he walks back in and stands in silence about 5 feet away. I asked him if he wanted to talk about what just happened, and he begins a rant. Well, I just find it perfect that you're writing your very own Storytime about mechanic friend turned into F-buddy. I get it. He's an insert name of local prolific family last name and owns a house and a shop and can provide all of these things that I can't. He's just my replacement. I get it. Dude, you're so insecure and you're 34 years old and you have no job. And you're dating a 24-year-old. I couldn't believe any of it. He has my location, password, and I'm always honest with where I'm going and who will be there. Also, I'm bi. I've had many friends who are girls with all the same credentials, but he never questioned my loyalty with them. Well, he doesn't believe that that's valid.
Probably not.
So it's simply that he has male genitals. That is his only evidence that I apparently must be cheating. And not only cheating, but I'm doing it because of his money and what he can provide. So once I was done snickering at the absurdity of what he just said, I responded, I have not lived in this camper for 4 brutal winters, paid for your rent for months, and continue to give and give to you for you to accuse me of being materialistic and a gold digger, and on top of it, a cheater too. And this doesn't even include the lack of support I've had from him. These friends have been my only real support system. He backpedals and admits he's projecting and he's feeling insecure, but the damage has been done. I let him set me back in life, and now he disrespects me like that. I moved out a few days later to my coworker's house, but I still don't have much of my stuff back and haven't taken my cat yet. By the way, I hope that you and your cat listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. We've got a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
My cat loves listening.
Yeah. My cat loves OK Storytime.
Go get your cat. That's my first thought. And then fully break up with this man. Because I'm not sure that you have yet.
Yeah. It seems like she moved out, which is great.
Right. I need you to go back and say the words,
yeah,
I'm breaking up with you.
And OP, like, it's less of an issue now because you're 24. But I think going back to the age gap, it was a huge factor. And I think a lot of the elements in this relationship, this guy is a 30-year-old who started dating a 20-year-old, didn't have a job for a lot of that. And it seemed like he was... You know, I mean, like, just ask yourself, why would someone that old date someone that young?
Yeah.
When he doesn't have a job, is relying on you. Like, it really doesn't feel like he is at a maturity level.
And I mean, I don't know for sure that you're in the States, but if you are, then you couldn't even, like, legally drink yet.
Yeah.
And there's just something, like, that's honestly where I draw the line of bigger age gap relationships, is if you legally still can't do something that the other person can. That's such like a social thing in this country, and I think a lot of countries. Like, there is just a general disconnect and a lack of like you going through life already. Yeah,
like obviously that doesn't apply if you're like 20 and the person's 22 or something,
right?
You know?
But with a big age gap.
Big age gap. It does make a difference. And yeah, clearly this guy, you know, was just not at the maturity level of where he should have been. I come to Reddit as I have a track record of staying with people who are bad for me and not knowing what should be acceptable behavior and what's not. I grew up with no healthy examples of love. What I need to know is, did I let this go too far? Was I the a-hole? Communication is still open, and I told him he could take me on a date if he actually starts to improve his own life. work ethic, and always reaching for improvement and new opportunities are important to me. I agree with his views on capitalism and all, and I'm angry with him about it all. But I grew up extremely poor and want to do better, even if I am kind of a slave to the system. I'm not asking him to make 6 figures, but door dashing isn't enough. Thank you if you've made it this far and have something to say to me.
Yes, you let this go too far. No, you're not the a-hole. Do not give this man a second chance.
Don't give him a second chance.
Yeah, honestly, like, if I was really reaching, I would say, like, the hiding who you're hanging out with could have been a point of being slightly, like, that's a little icky to do in a relationship. I personally would be like, that was kind of bad. But knowing what you were dealing with, and not that it makes it right, I think it was what you needed to realize that you had to get out of this.
Yeah.
And sometimes with crazy relationships like that, it is just like, okay, fine, it wasn't great, but like, get out of there.
Yeah, I think it's just, don't go back into a relationship where you felt you needed to hide things, where you were scared to tell him things, where he yelled at you, where he didn't support you. I think my final thought is that you seem much more mature for your age, and he seems very not mature at all for his age, and I think that is it seems like you would somehow meet in the middle, but I think that is not how it works.
Too far gone.
Yes.
He's too far in the other direction.
Yeah. Don't go back with him.
No.
You're one of us. I want you to be happy and safe and not with this guy.
Yeah.